Can I get any assistance there? Let's go, studio.
Take a shot if you're doing your broadcast.
Let's go. (2021) to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging. It's also the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 12th day of the 8th month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Put another way, it's the 11th day of the third month, make that the 12th day, I beg your pardon, of the third month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season. And according to the local weather forecast, the National Meteorological Service here back home in Jamaica is telling us that there's a trough across Jamaica. Remember, when you think trough, think wet weather. So there's a trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across Jamaica over the next few days. However, a tropical wave, and with the tropical wave comes cloudiness and thunderstorms. So a tropical wave is expected to move across the island tomorrow, Saturday the 13th of August. The forecast for the rest of this afternoon: isolated showers and thunderstorms across central and western parishes. Tonight will be partly cloudy. There are other current regional weather features: a tropical wave approaching the eastern Caribbean and an area of low pressure across Panama. Hoy es viernes, el 12 de agosto 2022, y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
Walk into Margins Pharmacy and you will feel better. The service is clearly different. Margins Pharmacy code 876-703-6335. The time by Margins Pharmacy is 2:15.
Big up, respect, gratitude is a must. How many ways can the Digital Foundation say thank you to everyone who has been building Jamaica together to invest in over 1,466 projects? We have seen you transform communities across Jamaica, building a more inclusive, accessible, and sustainable Jamaica for all. Be a part of the change and apply for your community grant today. Building Jamaica together. Visit digitaljamaicafoundation.org to learn how.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Parental Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Come back. C'est vendredi le 12 août 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi, de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. Come back. Let's go. Let's go, studio. All we're saying is it's Friday, the 12th of August, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now, here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Come back. We started out this afternoon once again reciting the national pledge and followed that up with the Jamaican national pledge song. And we expect to continue doing that for as long as we're able to. As we said, we're in our 60th year, and it's a commitment that we need to renew every single day, our commitment to Jamaica, land we love. And so get used to it as we start the program off with the national pledge and accompany it with the national pledge song. As we said, it is Friday, the 12th of August, 2022, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Come back. This afternoon, we continue our trek across the state of Florida as we follow the progress, the work, the dedication, the commitment, the stick-to-itiveness, and the absolute love for their alma mater, Magati High School. We're talking about the distinguished past students of Magati High School as they continue the build-up to the official launch of the Florida chapter of their Past Students Association. And that official launch takes place tomorrow, Saturday, the 13th of August, 2022. And if you're hearing about this for the first time and you happen to be in the state of Florida or elsewhere in the United States, feel free to join us. And let's tell you that the event will unfold. If you're hearing about it for the first time, the event will unfold tomorrow. And there have been quite a number of inquiries so far, as I understand it, from the organizers. Quite a number of inquiries. Everybody wants to know, all right, what is going to be happening? Where is it going to be happening? When is it going to be happening? And how can I play my part? And we want to give you that information right now while the iron is still hot. And the information is the official launch of, and it's a soft launch, but you get the picture. There's more to come, and it's aimed at creating a greater level of awareness as far as the association is concerned. And so tomorrow, Saturday, the 13th of August, we will witness the official launch, the soft launch of the Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association. It will start at 3 in the afternoon, and people have been trying to ascertain exactly when should they come. Well, the idea is a recognition. There's the recognition that Jamaicans here in the diaspora are incredibly talented and dynamic people, not least of all those back home in Jamaica. It's the same family. But here in the great United States of America, there are multiple job opportunities, and invariably you'll find Jamaicans who take up not just one, but 2, 3, even 4 or more jobs or job opportunities. Now, we want them to be able to maintain their commitment, to maintain their work commitment, but we also recognize that perhaps they would want to, and they might want to take a break. Now, if they want to take a break, they have the period from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. So from 3 p.m. Saturday, the 13th of August, to 1 a.m. on the morning of Sunday, the 14th of August, 2022. So you can look at that time period and see which time would be most convenient for you. When can you slip out of work? When can you get someone else to fill in for you for the last couple of hours of work while you join members of the Magoty High School family and the broader Jamaican diaspora, home and abroad, in this kind of celebration. So you can choose, all right, I won't be able to spend the whole time from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m., but I can come and spend an hour, 3 to 4, or 2 hours, 3 to 5, or 3 hours, 3 to 6. And then we get the impression, based on the inquiries and the multiple calls coming in from those here in the state of Florida and elsewhere, that they much prefer to attend an event in general terms after 6 o'clock in the evening. And so we get the impression that that is going to be the moment when the traffic gets heavier in terms of people coming into the venue. And we're going to give you the venue details in just a moment. And so in that respect, there are people who are calling and asking, is it a formal event? What can I wear? Can I wear this? Can I wear that? Well, let's set your heart at ease. It's not solidly formal. It's semi-formal. So for example, in my case, under normal circumstances for a formal function, I might wear I might wear a bow tie or a tuxedo, you get the picture, or I might wear a suit. But not tomorrow the 13th, not tomorrow Saturday the 13th, when we get ready to launch the Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association. It will be semi-formal. So I will wear a pair of pants, different color from the jacket and the shirt. So there is a shirt and there is a what they call a dinner jacket or a blazer over that. You throw that, you wear that over the shirt, and you're good to go in terms of the men. Now, please forgive me, women, ladies, I can't. Let me see. You know how to, when you hear the term semi-formal, you know exactly what to do, right, ladies? And look, there are those who might want to wear a nice gown with spaghetti straps or a V-neck, whatever. But the idea is not for us to be too stuffy and overly formal. It's a meet and greet. It's a get together. It's a coming together. In fact, it's a continuation, we would say, of the Jamaica 60 celebrations. Quite frankly, that indeed it is. And so that's the idea. So let's give you the rest of the information. The event will take place at the Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church. That's the Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church, 2801 North University Drive in Pembroke Pines, Florida. So that's the Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church, 2801 North University Drive, Pembroke Pines, Florida. And the zip is 33024. 33024. It's a glorious opportunity to celebrate with the Magoty High School family. We can say, we will be able to say, all things being well, that we were there when this association was launched. We're happy to have played our part, etc., etc. It also gives us opportunities to reconnect and indeed to connect with members of the Jamaican diaspora, some of whom flew into Florida this weekend for the event. In terms of the cost, well, get this, we have hardly even been mentioning it because it's only $20, as they say here in the USA. It's only $20, $20. And it's not so much an admission fee than it is a contribution. In other words, if you're able to contribute more, then we encourage you so to do. There's more after the break.
First time I read that properly, I had to read it. You didn't send me that link to send to the folks.
This system won't allowing me to copy it. I'm not sure why.
Oh, okay.
It should still be there even now, though. I could try again.
Yeah. I'm sorry? I sent a little clip I did to some folks.
Mhm.
I sent it to the school principal, Mr. Graham, just now, and the two vice principals, Mrs. Samuels and Mr. Morris.
That's it. I just sent it to you.
Yeah.
Hmm? Hmm? No, no.
No, turn it on. You don't want Where is it? Less distraction here.
Hi, I'm gonna reconnect. The battery died. I plugged it out. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Okay.
Power 106.
Let's go. Let's go, studio. Let's go. Let's go, studio. Let's go. Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. There's a lot happening here in Fort Pierce in Florida. And it's a very, very busy scene. The movement of members of the Magati High School family from location to location, and the mobilization of support continues. And there's a lot going on. Let's just leave it at that. A lot is going on right now, and there's a lot more to come. Thank you so much for staying with us, and welcome to those who have just joined us. And can we use the opportunity just to say hi to those who have been with us from the start? Audrey Smith says, good afternoon, Dervan and listeners everywhere. Wishing you all a happy and a blessed weekend. Same to you, Audrey Smith. Jessica says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Wishing you a favored day. Thank you very much for your wishes. The sun is out for sure. A fair day at the moment from what we're seeing, Jessica. A fair day. And you would have heard the weather report of what's happening in terms of Jamaica's landscape. And that was earlier on. Inga Gibson says, blessings and love to all. To you too, Inga Gibson. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Thank you. Land of my birth, she says. Jamaica, land of my birth, she says with pride. Also messaging us, Jacqueline Simmons. Hello, Jacqueline Simmons. Good afternoon. Blessings to you too, Jacqueline Simmons. Inga Gibson says, I love you, Mr. Dervan. I reciprocate wholeheartedly, Inga Gibson. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Faye Weller, all the very best. And Inga Gibson says, you're welcome, precious. You're so smart. And you're so kind, Inga Gibson. Thank you very much. Going down the line. Thanks, she says. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Good afternoon, Velta Wilson and Jacqueline Simmons, as we said earlier on. Also online and a part of this broadcast, Xavier Bryan says, present, Sir Malcolm. Good to have you on board, Xavier Bryan. Malcolm's Building and Trading.com. And I don't know anything about this company. in case you think I'm advertising my place. It's not. I don't know who's in charge there, or I don't know anything about the business, but we just know that they pop on YouTube from time to time to say hi. Malcolm's Building and Trading.com. What a way to advertise. That's exactly what's taking place there. But Malcolm's Building and Trading.com says, "Blessed day, Sir Malcolm. Like the start of the program, feeling like a real Jamaican." Malcolm's Building and Trading.com again saying, "Remind me of my school days where we had to stand up and say the pledge. It was a joy at St. Francis All Age. Believe me, it's a joy being a Jamaican." Damian Pollock says, "Good afternoon, teacher. Welcome back. It's very great to have you back on the program again. One love, brother. One love to you too." Well, we weren't broadcasting on Wednesday because that was a traveling day. We were traveling from Kingston, Jamaica to Hollywood, Florida, Hollywood International Airport in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And so Jesse Blake did honors for us on Wednesday. Yesterday, we were on a road trip, moving from city to city, as they say. And there's a group by that name, by the way, City to City. They have a song called The Road Ahead. The Road Ahead. And so here we are. So we were on the road yesterday broadcasting live. And here we are today at a fixed location in Fort Pierce here in Florida. And we're going to be doing some interviews in a moment. Natalie Winter says, "Good afternoon, all from overcast Washington Gardens, Kingston, Jamaica. Enjoying the great summer weather, all." Asha Ash says, "Hi, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from London, England. Nice to see you. Long time." Good to see you too, Asha Ash. Thank you very much for tuning in, and all the very best. In a moment, not too long from now, in fact, we're going to be interacting with some of the distinguished past students of Magoty High School who are here in Florida. Some of them live here, others live elsewhere, like Canada and elsewhere, and have flown in to Florida specifically to be a part of this experience. So looking forward to that, to those interviews as well. In the meantime, we're taking your calls. We're still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. Yes, you can call us on WhatsApp as well. The WhatsApp number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. That's the WhatsApp line, 876-365-3346. A lot still happening in the diaspora here in the state of Florida. We're going to fill you in as we go along with some of those happenings. And indeed, you're going to hear much more from the members of the Magoty High School Past Students Association. And we'll continue the build-up to tomorrow's soft launch, officially launching the Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 3 o'clock in the afternoon back home in Jamaica, which means it's 3:45 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Sources
What time?
solarize your home and office.
What time does
They
he
supply
want to
solar
do?
water heaters, solar electric systems, and have attractive packages starting as low as $750,000. Call them at
Okay.
876-960-4886 or visit them at 4 Stratford
Let me see.
Avenue.
I think I should have that number.
Alternative
Let me.
Power Sources, APS, the flag bearers for renewable energy for over 18 years.
24-karat Android in
This one.
association with the
Is
United
that
States
the one? No, a different one. Okay.
Silver Raceway Sunday, August 14. Come experience the thrill and excitement and see top racing drivers vying for supremacy and much more. Gates open at 7 a.m. General admission $3,000. Children 12 and under
So
$1,000.
SEAN or
Adult $6,000 and VIP
Right.
$15,000. Limited spaces for VIP. Don't miss
Hold
out.
on, watch it.
There.
They're right in front of the camera.
back.
So we're still live.
New look.
Hold
Fresh
on.
faces, hot topics, and a cool
Go
new
with it. Let
vibe.
me see.
We're talking kidnaps, dating, dancehall, new thinking, we discuss it. Don't wanna miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gender, a show for the youth.
Thank you.
Bye.
Budget. Thanks.
Summer is on, and before you know it, you'll soon be making plans for the new school year. Make the grade on the annual Archie Back to School Bazaar, Saturday, August 13th at Dervan House, and bring the kids to enjoy varieties while you shop in comfort. Do yourself gifts, your items, e-learning and smart devices, backpacks and lunches, snacks, juices, do you provide educational loans and scholarships, dental, optical, or GP service, or maybe you manufacture uniforms or classroom furniture or and school shoes, sports gear, or art supplies. Call our marketing department at 876-926-1100 now to book your space. That's 926-1100. Participating in the RGRT Back to School Bazaar at Devon House on Saturday, August 13th. Sponsored by the Enforcement Transfer Services, Digital, Jamaica's best mobile comfort, and PA Venture Associates Sponsors, Sanctuary Bookstore, Old McDonald, Quaker, Passport, Singer, UCC, Pure Optical, and Devon Biscuit. Now go back.
I'm gonna say 3 o'clock Jamaica time, which is 4 o'clock local time. Thanks. Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Yes, we still want to hear what's on your mind. What are the topical issues that you would like to discuss? We want to hear your issues, your concerns, your suggestions, your recommendations, your criticisms. We want to hear. So the numbers to call 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Hello to Joan. Not sure if she's back in Bermuda or still in Jamaica. But wherever you are, Joan, we're looking forward to reconnecting with you and your family and the family of Jamaicans and Bermudians in Bermuda. All things being well, we look forward to joining you in Bermuda next weekend, in fact. Oops, time flies. Next weekend, all things being well, we'll join the Jamaicans in Bermuda in celebrating Jamaica 60. In the meantime, we're joining members of the Magoty High School family, and by extension, the Jamaican family and friends of Jamaica, in celebrating the soon to be officially launched Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association. Hello to George Jones. He says, afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I have some castor oil beans for sale, asking you to put it out for me. If you can, thanks much. We're more than happy to oblige. In fact, we do recall broadcasting from Sam's Caribbean Marketplace on Long Island in New York some years ago. And one of the questions we put to Andrew Morris, the operator of Sam's Caribbean Marketplace, was what was the best seller? What was the best selling item at Sam's Caribbean Marketplace? And what were we told? Castor oil. I think it's black castor oil. And that was the best seller. And we made a big thing about it. We made a lot of noise about it, a lot of good noise about it. And before long, JamPro was on board. And the next thing we knew, we were sending black castor oil to the US and the rest of the world. And that growth has continued. And we certainly would like to congratulate all those. We're happy to have been able to start that flame, and for JamPro to take the torch and to run with it, and all the farmers in Jamaica who got on board. So as I understand it, so before then, Jamaica was hardly supplying the castor oil market. And it wasn't until we did that broadcast and created a buzz around black castor oil that people woke up. Our people woke up and positioned themselves to take full advantage of that opportunity. And so we're happy to have been a part of that initiative, that growth, and that act of trading, which can only inure to the benefit of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad. So George Jones tells us that he has some castor oil beans for sale, and he's asking us to put it out there for him. And his number is 876-229-5373, 876-229-5373. Hello to Pauline, otherwise known as Maxine. She says, good afternoon. I listen every day at work. I am at home listening today. I want to sleep, but I am waiting till the show is over. Oh dear. We wouldn't want you to necessarily lose sleep by listening to us, but we thank you very much for your patronage, your listenership, and indeed your support. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112. To their discovery of Jamaica, put another way, as Christopher Columbus and his men continued to experience Jamaica, on this day in 1494, the fleet cast anchor in a small cove, which was very beautiful, with 7 offshore islets, one of which was very mountainous, with a mass of villages and regarded by the admiral as very large, but He concluded afterwards that it was part of Jamaica. Numerous natives dotted the shore. These inhabitants were more interested in trade than the others he had met elsewhere in the island. Columbus named the area Bahia de la Vaca, Bahia de la Vaca, literally translated as Bay of the Mouth, or as Christopher Columbus preferred it, Bay of the Cow, or Cow Bay, Bahia de la Vaca. So today it's known as Portland Bight, Bight, and it's not in the parish of Portland. Portland Bight is in Clarendon, along the south coast there. And one of the local caciques at that time visited the Spanish ships bearing provisions that the Spaniards paid for. Through Diego, the Indian interpreter, the admiral conversed with the indigenous cacique in order to explain the purpose of his voyage and to impress upon him the greatness of the monarchs who had sent the expedition. The cacique and his companions listened spellbound until nightfall to the discoverer's story. The following day, the cacique and his family were ready to travel with Columbus, but he dissuaded them from engaging in such an enterprise. The ships sailed from what is today's Port Royal, and by August 19, were continuing on their way in line with Morant Point, which they named Cabo del Farol. From this moment, Jamaica was of no further interest to Columbus until the fourth voyage. The time he spent on Jamaica's shores did not bring him the good fortune of his former visits. So that was way back, 1494. Here's another bit for you. Two brothers who own a number of properties in the parishes of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. This was 1753. Two brothers who owned a number of properties in the parishes of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland, William and John Foster Braham. They invited Moravian minister Reverend John Sennick to come to Jamaica to minister to their slaves so that they could receive the blessing and enlightenment of the gospel. The British captured Cuba from Spain after a 2-month siege on this day in 1762. And one more before we take the break and come back with our first guest for the afternoon. Robert Mills was born on this day in 1781. Who was he? The architect and engineer whose designs included the Washington Monument, the National Portrait Gallery, and the U.S. Treasury Building, all designed by Robert Mills, who was born on this day in 1781. And 1791, we said the last one, right? 1791, black slaves on the island of Santo Domingo rose up against their white masters. There's more after the break.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high-quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is
3 o'clock in the afternoon back home in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 4 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Chad and Distributors are the island-wide distributors of the popular Maxxis tires, plus Sumitomo, Falcon, and Solidil. For batteries, Mayatsu, AC Delco, and for lubricants, it's Petra Canada. Visit us at 87 to 91 First Street, Newport West. Telephone 901-6612 or 383-4363. Chad and Distributors Limited, your place to retire.
Show the deals low. This Saturday at Party with Friends time. Catch me on the next Party to Midnight and the latest version to Parental, and Halfway Tree Road. Call 929-2850. Visit our website for more information. Gen Betters, we're back. Gen Bet returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking kidnaps, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youth, by the youth.
The Argentina Communications Group presents Back to School Bazaar this Saturday, August 13 on the grounds of the South Lawn of Devon House. Rated Jamaica 94, it's 92 FM and Power 106 FM will be there. Come out and get your back to school items, medical, dental, optical, and blood pressure checks. This live broadcast on Power 106 FM is brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica. See life differently. Fire equipment, sales and services. Our aim is to keep you covered. And the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean UCC, fostering leadership and innovation. That's a live broadcast from the Argentina Communications Group Back to School Bazaar this Saturday, August 13 on the grounds of the South Lawn of Devon House. Don't miss it right here on Power 106 FM.
School bell ring and it's back to school again. And it's Davy.
Let's go, studio. Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Hello to Chen Su Cheryl. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Loving your program wherever and however. Stay blessed. Same to you, Chen Su Cheryl. Chantal Da Costa says, good day, Mr. Malcolm. Loving you and your program. Welcome to my homeland. Where you are, she says. Inga Gibson says, 1494. Interesting Pirates of the Caribbean, Jamaica, West Indies. Kathy Kelly, or Kath Kelly, says, good day, my professor. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with Jamaicans all over the world. Thank you very much for tuning in, Kath Kelly. All the best. And Ricardo in Glengulf, St. Catherine, Jamaica, is greeting everybody. Charlene Kelly says, good day, Sir Malcolm, informative program. Thank you very much, Charlene Kelly. Right now, we're going to get some information from the principal of Magati High School, who has been waiting in the wings to speak with us. And last time we spoke was, I think, a few weeks ago. So we're looking forward to having that word with Sean Graham right now. Mr. Principal, good afternoon. How are you, sir? I am fine, thanks. It's good to talk with you. Thank you so much for joining us here on both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. And we're anxious to hear how things have been going so far since the last time we spoke. And in particular, I'm not sure what your schedule is. I don't think you'll be able to join us in Florida this weekend, or will you?
Boy, I really wanted to join in Florida, but circumstances beyond my control. I'm not able to join in flesh, but I'll be here in spirit. and I know it's going to be fabulous.
Indeed, we're definitely looking forward to that. And we would imagine that this is a busy time of year for you in any case, because although schools, for the most part, here in the US are back in session, we still have just about a couple of weeks or so in Jamaica
About
before,
3 weeks left,
yes?
about 3 weeks before we get, back to school in full force.
Right. What can you tell us about the preparations at your school, Magoty High School, so far?
Well, preparation has been going fairly well. As usual, we are resource constrained, but we have been putting things in place both in terms of infrastructure and, just the different systems in place so we can welcome our students. The paper results were late, and so therefore our planned orientation had to be delayed, and so that is going to take place the final week of August, just before school, just before the first week of September, when we welcome all the students.
I see. And what about the particular areas? I mean, is it fair if one were to do a survey or an analysis, a status report on Magoty High School for the new academic year? What would you say?
Well, we are ready to go. The theme that we are going to be working with this school year is a relentless pursuit for excellence, because we always want our students to have that drive. And coming out of the pandemic, we know that there would have been learning gaps and different challenges, not just in terms of academic performance, but in terms of student socialization. And so the team is excited and ready to welcome back the students so we can get to work in the way that we know how. Jamaica have some of the best teachers in the world, and Magati High School has a multifaceted, multidimensional staff that is here ready to work with the students of Jamaica to take us to that next level.
Mm-hmm. And what about furniture, for example? We know every year we hear of shortage of furniture, school plant not ready, etc. Any of those challenges to report at Magoty High School?
Yes, there would be furniture challenges as usual, but what we have done, we have been proactive. We have a department, the mechanical engineering department, which we would have worked with them, the teacher, and some of the students to repair furniture that we would have over time that would have, fallen in a state of disrepair. So where that is concerned, we are about 90%. We have written to Food for the Poor. They normally give us some support. And we have also indicated to the Ministry of Education. They normally would give us some support. So we are waiting. But as it relates to that, we are good to go. Hopefully all things will come in place where that is concerned, Mr. Malcolm.
All right. That's encouraging news. But the other bit of news we've been getting, it's not necessarily new, because every year around this time, some teachers decide they have had enough and they're moving on, and then that results in a shortage of educators. How are you doing at Magoty in that regard?
Well, where that is concerned, we have always been proactive. We want to thank our new board chairman, Mr. Herman Samuels. We have looked at the staffing challenges. We are going to be dealing with some persons going on leave as well as some resignation. But we have taken care of that through interviews. I want to use the opportunity just to encourage the Jamaican government to begin to think seriously about the remuneration of and retention of our Jamaican teachers, because they are adding value. And when we lose teachers, then you know that we lose experience, we lose insight, we lose, serious study. However, our teachers, colleges continue to produce top-notch professionals, and we are excited to work with a new cadre of teachers that will come into the system. And we want to orient them in terms of the Magati High School way, where we put students at the center of all we do, because we treat students as our number one clients, and so we put them at the center of all aspects of operation. So whatever decision we make, Mr. Malcolm, the students are at the center of the decision making.
And that's exactly as it should be. Well done to you and the team in that regard. With respect to the issue of the learning loss brought on or exacerbated by COVID-19, how would you characterize the work of the team at Magoty High School in minimizing the fallout as far as learning loss is concerned?
It has been a challenge because, you know, the COVID-19 pandemic, a school like ours in deep rural St. Elizabeth would have been severely affected in terms of students coming out. We started to get the students earlier this calendar year, and we started to do some work with them. A lot of diagnostic tests and assessment to find out where they are. And so it is a challenge. But using technology and also good teaching methodologies, we have been able to authorize some aspect of it, but not in a fulsome way. So we are waiting for the new school year to attack the learning loss. But even more importantly than the learning loss, Mr. Malcolm and your listeners, it is the socialization of the students, in terms of how they respond to each other and the mannerism of students that I think we also have to pay keen attention to. So the simple things such as manners, how you speak with adults, how you interact with others, conflict resolution skills, understanding yourself as a Jamaican citizen, these are some of the soft skills and important things that we have to deal with while we deal with the learning loss. Because the truth is, Mr. Malcolm, while the learning loss will be there, because of the technologies that are available to students, students can always get information. And so what we really want to give students is grit, teach them how to learn and how to be properly socialized with, as they exist within the space, preparing them to go out into not just the Jamaican society, but also into the world to be powerful global citizens.
Indeed. And so did you actually have those you held summer school with the aim of sort of bringing as many of those students as possible up to speed with the or in line with the curriculum and giving them a better understanding so they can properly navigate their way uh, in high school?
Yes, and we're going to be also having our orientation program for grade 7. The truth is, our summer school program was not supported as we expected from the parents this year, and so we are preparing to engage them. Many of the students that attend Magati High School are from the lower socio-economic strata of society, and so generally there are concerns when it comes to extra support, and so this is why we consistently encourage the Ministry of Education, youth to pay attention to non-traditional, quote-unquote, non-traditional schools in terms of providing resources so we can help these students. And, we use the summer, we'll be using the Christmas, Easter, weekend, whatever time we can, working with the team.
Hold on one moment. Tell us some more after the break, please. We just need to go for a break. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15 p.m. in Kingston, Jamaica, 4:15 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida.
National Irrigation Commission customers, you can now pay your bills online using your Visa credit card, MasterCard, or NCB key card by visiting the website www.nicjamaica.com. Select Pay Your Bill option, then follow the instructions, or visit any one of their office locations and pay using your debit card. The National Irrigation Commission Limited, irrigation, making the difference in agriculture. 24 Karat Amsoil in association with the Jamaica Race Robert Hill presents Fast and Furious. Local raceway done to over 14. Come experience the thrill and excitement and see top racing drivers, vying for supremacy, and much more. Gates open at 7 a.m. General admission $3,000. Children 12 and under $1,000. Adult 6,000 and VIP 15,000. Limited spaces for VIP. Don't miss out. Be there.
Show some neon love this Saturday as we party with friends for Glow Edition. Get neon lit from 9 p.m. to midnight and Blaze for DJ Parental, and DJ Media. It's our same frequency, Neon Glow. Live group party at 102 Lincoln Road and live on Fake Night Club event, 92 event and RETV. Online at One Media, Avid Mixcloud, and Frequency 4. Party Glory Washington area.
7 p.m. to midnight alongside your host, Talia, powered by Parental Vodka. Number one vodka. You must. 18 years or older to drink. Drink and partner responsibly. Cafe Maurice. Near the glow.
I like that. Of course. Yes. Let's go, studio. Let's go. Let's go, studio. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, studio. Let's go. What's happening now? Let's. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5, the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. We've been speaking with the principal of Magoty High School in St. Elizabeth, and he has been giving us an update on developments at the institution, especially ahead of the start of the 2022-23 academic year. And so Sean Graham, the principal, has been filling us in. Mr. Graham, you were outlining measures, I believe, to continuously improve the teaching learning experience at Magoty.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm. As I was pointing out, COVID would have created some challenges, but now as we get the students back in face-to-face experience, we have to put things in place so that they can get quality education, so we can empower them. And so the teaching methodologies as well as the technologies that we provide and buttressed by the infrastructure, we want to create that kind of conducive and compassionate environment so our students will grow and take their place in society and also the globe.
Mm-hmm. And what can you tell us about the resources, the learning resources? Have you had to source additional learning tools, learning resources, or those are being supplied by the Ministry of Education?
The ministry helps Mr. Malcolm and the listeners, but it's not at the level that we want it, and especially as I pointed out before, where the majority of the students that are placed at the institution comes from. And so we consistently have to seek support, and we want to stand with our student association. There's a New York or Northeast chapter that always on a yearly basis they send computers for the labs. They will assist with things like tablets and different things that we can use to assist the students in their learning. The challenge is always there, and we put programs in place and have fundraising events. But that is something that we always have to be working on. It's a continuous process. We have been doing better, but we are nowhere near what we should be in terms of being effective in providing students with the necessary resources to optimize their educational experiences.
What has the level of parental support been like at Magoty High School, in your experience, Principal Graham?
This is something that we have some work to do, Mr. Malcolm. The parental support, both in terms of contribution and also attending meetings and also supporting the students in their learning, is not where it should be. We have done a number of training and work during the COVID period. We have started to engage parents, but there is a general, I don't want to say lack of interest, but probably ignorance on the part of some parents in terms of how they provide support for their children. We have been working as an institution, but I really believe there needs to be a national effort in terms of informing and empowering parents to support their children, especially at the secondary level. Because these are the same parents that will make a greater effort, and probably because of their own experiential background and knowledge, they will provide support to their children at the early childhood level, at the primary level. But there is a filtering off as you get to the high school level. And if the students are to do well, we are really and truly going to need serious engagement and support from the parents, both financially and also in terms of supporting the students with their learning and their behaviors.
And as a corollary to that question, how would you then characterize the level of harmony? How harmonious is the relationship between the school and the community in which it operates?
It's extremely harmonious, extremely harmonious. We have good relations with the community. We provide training support for them through heart, and so they are able to come over to do courses such as baking, food preparation, and we have other hard courses, motor vehicle repairs, that we offer to the community. They are able to come over to use our facilities for sports. Political meetings are also held here. We have different engagement through the Magati Community Development Group. They hold their meeting at the institution through the SDC. And so the relationship is extremely harmonious. We have good relationship with the business community. We also have good relationship with our parents and past students. But as it relates to some more focused support, especially financially, and where resources are concerned, we would want some help in that regard. But the relationship between Magati High School and the community and stakeholders are excellent. And this is proven by the NEI report that would have been done about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, we know that COVID-19 intervened and it impacted a lot, apart from the fundamental teaching and learning program. It impacted as well the various sporting competitions and other outings and expositions that the students would normally be exposed to. How close to normal is Magoty High School operating now, considering that there have been changes to the protocols and a resumption of these sporting and other competitive events involving educational institutions like yours?
Let me welcome. While COVID would have affected us where that is concerned, we took a decision as the senior management team and the board that we were not going to allow COVID to stop what we were doing as it relates to our sports and co-curricular programs, because we felt that as Jamaican and African learners, being bodily kinesthetic learners, it was an opportunity, even during the pandemic, to allow students to have this grit and this relentless pursuit for excellence. And so therefore, during the pandemic, we would have won the Jamaica Stock Exchange competition. There were 6 teams that were placed in the competition, and 4 of those teams were Magati High School. And so we won that competition in the midst of the pandemic. In the midst of the pandemic, the previous season boys championship, we sent 4 boys to championship, boys and girls championship, and we were placed 10th. This year, we also had a gold medal placing at boys championship. And also for the first time, we had 2 Jamaican representatives at the Carifta Games, and both came back with medals. We continued our participation in debate, we continued our participation in school challenge quiz, we continued our participation in cadet, we continued our participation in the chess tournaments that were around. And so we did not have a follow-up with the students that were coming and were engaged during the pandemic. We allowed them to continue their education as normal, following the protocols and using the technologies available. And so I can say we did extremely well as it relates to co-curricular activities during the pandemic. Know that the pandemic has been sort of curtailed and the restrictions are not as heightened as before. We now want to get in, and so if you come to Magati High School right now as I speak, you will see full engagement of our track and field team in training, our Costa Cup football team is in training, our school challenge quiz team is in training, and we have special programs going on for those students that are not reading at the required level.
Okay. It sounds like a lot of work. To what extent have you already, I mean, we're here in Florida, ahead of tomorrow's launch, soft launch of the Florida chapter of the Magoty High School Past Students Association. To what extent have the past students of Magoty High School been able to bring to bear their experience, expertise, and resources in helping to support the efforts of your alma mater?
Thank you so much, sir. This is something that we have been working on over time because we have outstanding past students spread all across the globe. One of the things that we have decided, and especially with the new board chairman, Herman Samuels, that we are now going to try to put the past students in a coordinated way to work to effectively provide support for the school. They have been great help, especially as I said, from the New York chapter of the Magati High School alumni. They have always consistently been supporting us with computers and other resources to support our sports program. But now we want to see if we can get our program together, and that's why I want to highlight, Roshan Rodman and Ms. Roden in terms of what they are doing tomorrow, because this is now a call for all the Magati High School past students, wherever you are in the world, to let us come together to build this institution of Magati High School. We have extremely brilliant, talented students here. All they need is just the support to take them to the next level. And we don't want to find any excuses. We just want resources, and whatever resource we get, we will be resourceful. And so I invite past students all across Florida, all across Jamaica, all across the United States, and wherever they are in the world listening. Let us find unity through WhatsApp group, through chapters such as the Florida chapter, which will be established tomorrow, the New York chapter. I'm encouraging the Jamaican past students, let us form parish chapters all across the country so that we can now come together, adopt students, adopt programs, and to play an integral part in lifting this institution so that we can be the premier institution as our vision statement points us towards.
After such a powerful presentation, Principal Graham, all that's left for us to do now is to get a collection plate and start receiving the blessings. Thank you so much. Well done to you and your team at Magoty High School. We're happy to be a part of the promotion of the work of the Past Students Association, and indeed, by extension.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Malcolm, for the opportunity. Your program is a top-notch program that we listen to all the time, and so it was a pleasure interacting with you. Thank you for your support of education in Jamaica, and thank you for promoting Magati High School. We are deeply indebted to you, sir.
Thank you very much. And as we always say, you're the ones who are doing the heavy lifting. We feel honored and privileged to be able to share your stories with Jamaica and the diaspora, and indeed the rest of the world. Thanks a lot. All the best. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, sir.
Bye bye. Take care. That's the principal of Magoty High School speaking with us on developments at the institution ahead of the 2022-23 academic year. So thank you very much, Sean Graham. All the best. More in a moment.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
4:32 here in Fort Pierce, Florida, which means it's 28 minutes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica.
There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement.
Dervan, great job, sir. Somebody just texted me from here in Florida. The young lady's going crazy over you, man. They did a great job. He speaks differently. Excellent. Seriously, reaching far and wide, bro. Everybody's listening to you.
My principal, you must say, I'm the best man. People there about all the world and listen to you. I was listening to you too. You're the best, so yes, sir, you are the principal now. And we are working. It's working. Mr. Rodman,
Yes.
Mr. Graham said I should express his appreciation to everybody.
Yeah.
He was such a nice teacher. I did. And we I'm sure to Mr. Graham. Mr.
Okay.
Malcolm.
You want to pull up a chair here? Because you're coming up next. Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican, well, on both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We continue to bring to you live interviews and information having to do with Magati High School, and that is deliberate. This is a group of students of Magati, past students of Magati High School, recognizing that the needs are many as far as their alma mater is concerned, and they have committed themselves to playing their part in improving the quality of the education being delivered at their institution, and the quality as impacted by all the other environmental and related matters, and not least of all, family. And so when we see people coming together like this, in particular Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, we usually like to spread the word, and we want the world to know about the work that they are doing. And so we're going to feature another of the distinguished past students of Magoty High School. And in fact, he can tell us much more about other distinguished past students based on his vintage, we should say. And so at this time, we are going to welcome Mr. Rodman, who, and well, they call him, they call him, don't tell me, they call him Russian, but he's Errol Rodman. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
I am fine, Dervan. I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule in Jamaica to come up here to Florida to help us to launch the Florida chapter of the Magati High School Past Student Association. We're trying to expand wherever Magati past students are anywhere in the world. And as the principal said earlier, to do likewise across Jamaica itself.
All right. Can you take us back to your earliest memories of life at Magoty High School, please?
Yes, thank you for that question. Um, Back in the day, we started our volleyball team, for example, and at that time, we didn't have any school bus or any form of transportation to go to the different venues. And I recall Mr. Johnson had to use his personal car. I remember, I think it's a Hillman Hunter, blue in color, that he had to use to transport us from school to school to school. And many times, a lot of us had to pack ourselves in the trunk of the car when the inside of the car was overflowing with team members. And the national champion for Jamaica at the time, I recall, was Knox College. I think it's up in Spalding, somewhere thereabout. And they were the national champion. And from the first time we beat them at volleyball, we became the national champion for Jamaica. And we repeated that for several more times to becoming national champion for 3 consecutive years, winning the Astral Trophy, HB Aguilar Trophy, and a third, which I cannot recall the name right now.
That sounds like you hit the ground running, and you're still running. That energy is still quite palpable when we interact with you, whether here in Florida or just on air by virtue of a phone call. What does Magati High School mean to you?
Magati High School means everything to me. It is what it is the institution that has made me into what I am or who I am today. I recall attending Elderslie All Age School, and I just couldn't settle down in school. As soon as the teacher gives the work, I would complete the work so quickly and slap the book down on the teacher's desk and disappear out of the classroom so fast to go to the bushes to put the, what do they call it? The gum stick up in the top of trees to catch parakeet birds. And sometimes I would disappear to go to the river to catch banga or janga below Taylor Butty's home. And it wasn't until I came to Magati that my life turned around. Mm-hmm. That's when I started learning. Started when I went there, the school had only 2 grades, grade 7, 8, and 9, 3 grades, grade 7, 8, and 9. Mm-hmm. And when you graduate as a grade 9 student, you have no skills, you have no vocational training. So you cannot really get a job. You're not marketable. So I recall the principal, Mr. M.C. Thompson, the pioneering principal at the time, had to approach the Ministry of Education to lobby the ministry to extend the number of grades at the school from grade 9 to grade 11. So 2 more grades were added, 10 and 11. And that's when the definition of the school was changed from Magati New Secondary School, which started in 1971, to Magati Secondary School in 1974. And it was finally changed in 2008, I think it was, to Magati High School. So when the grade 10 and 11 programs were introduced, that came with vocational training areas like machine shop and welding, carpentry and cabinet making, electrical installation, electrical technology, business program, and so on, along with continuing education program. And he also made a deal with the ministry for the ministry to allow him as a principal to rehire the best performing student in each vocational subject area. And that's how many of us were rehired to teach at the school.
No, that's smart. That is smart. So having identified individuals like you as being bright sparks in your respective area, the next task would be to now have you share what you have learned and to share at the highest quality. I wonder how many schools practiced that in the past and are even still practicing that. It makes sense. It's practical.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
All right. So let's come now to the association. How you currently reside in Canada, correct?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. So how have you been before now? What sparked the reconnection? How were you able to reconnect? Why were you able to reconnect? Who was in responsible for this kind of reunion?
Well, we have a New York chapter in the Northeast of the Magati High School Past Student Association for the past 25 years. And we have always wanted to expand the chapter to other places across the United States, the continental United States, hopefully in the future in the United Kingdom, and as the principal said earlier, across the island of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go to every year we usually have dinner dance, which we use to raise funds to equip the computer laboratory at the school, among other projects. And when we have the dinner dance, the attendees are always complaining that the weather in New York is too cold in the month of October, November sometimes when we would have it. It's too cold, and they would rather to have it in another state within the United States, mm-hmm. where the weather is similar to Jamaica. And Florida is a natural. Mm-hmm. It's close to Jamaica, an hour and 20 minutes flight, mm-hmm. from here to Jamaica. And the weather is similar, just that it's pretty humid here, mm-hmm. since we've been here. But my vice president, Paulette Rodenbrooks, she came up with the idea of starting the Florida chapter. So, we had some meetings, and we elected some officers, and lo and behold, they had it all set up. Where at a meeting, somebody said, I beg to nominate Errol Rodman as the president of the soon-to-be Florida chapter, although I don't live in the continental United States. I live in Canada.
All right, hold it there. Let's continue the story right after the break.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now.
Okay, someone.
It's 13 minutes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 4:47 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Genfetters, we're back.
Somebody's messing up my, trying to mess up my stream here.
Fresh faces, hot
What they
topics,
call them?
and a whole new
Trolls.
vibe.
Yes.
We're talking fitness,
So,
dancing, dancehall.
Yes,
Moving kids,
thanks.
we discussing.
I'm just trying to deal with this thing here.
So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Genfet, a
thanks.
show for the youths, by the youths.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you can tell me when I ask. Sure. Let's go, studio. Let's go. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. And I say Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, that's tomorrow morning, right? But of course, the two programs have long become one. So we have the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, Saturday morning, 6 to 9. And both sides of the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad, which is Monday to Friday, 2 to 5. And that's Jamaica time. And so we've been covering and reporting on the work of the Magoty High School Past Students Association and the soon-to-be launched Florida chapter of the association. And Errol Rodman has been speaking with us, sharing with us his Magoty High School experience. And we're anxious to learn about some of your contemporaries who have gone on to do great things like you have. And the chairman, Pastor Herman Samuels, and the principal, as the principal has been playing his part, and perhaps ruining the fact that he didn't attend Magoty High School. Yes, he went to Monroe, the city on a hill that cannot be hid. All right, so let's get to it in terms of the other distinguished. And we know we don't expect you to list everybody, but some notables. Every school has some notables here and there.
I can think of Dr. Edel Brown in Kingston, Jamaica. He went on to become a medical doctor, and he was head of ear, nose, and throat specialty at Kingston Public Hospital back in the day. And he became head of the Department of Otolaryngology there. And he went up to the United States and gained some additional training as to how to do cochlear implant surgery. I recall the first cochlear implant surgery that was done for a legally deaf person was done by him on I think it was a school teacher who could not hear, and he was able to perform the first cochlear implant surgery in Jamaica's history. And the rest became history. He went on to become medical doctor for the Jamaica Defense Force. And I could think of many other folks, such as
Too numerous to mention, right?
Yes, 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 yes. We have with us here our distinguished school board chairman, who happens to be the first past student to become school board chairman, Pastor Herman Samuels.
Quite significant in this the 51st year of Magoty High School.
Yes, I could also think of Dr. Glenton Summit, who went to Cuba to be trained as a doctor, and he came back to Jamaica and contributed as the medical doctor, sports medicine doctor for the Jamaica's reggae boy soccer team, and so many other folks. I can't recall all the names right now. I can think of a good friend of mine who is the general manager of Tape Friendly Society, Mr. Wilton Shanky South, is also a past student of Magati, doing great things for the island of Jamaica. Big up to Shanky.
Yes. Of course, nicknames are big in Jamaica. So, what's your nickname and how did you come by it?
Well, my nickname, everybody know me as Russian. Hardly anyone knew me as Errol because everybody call you Russian. And my grandfather think that I look like a Russian. So he just started calling me Russian. And the guys in the district heard him calling me Russian, and they started calling me the same. And over the years, I grew to like the name.
I get it. I get it. How does it feel to be getting together as it is right now with your fellow past students here in the state of Florida ahead of tomorrow's launch of the Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association?
It is indeed a wonderful feeling, wonderful experience. As recently as last night, I slept at a huge mansion belonging to one of the Magati past students who is a medical doctor here in Florida, Dr. Roden from Jointwood. Dr. Roden, he has his private practice here. He practiced out of the Public General Hospital in St. Lucie, and he runs a nursing home here as well. And his dear mother from Jointwood is here in the country working for him. His son is the director for the old people's home that he operates as well. So it's a great feeling. You know, I was treated like a king thus far.
Wonderful. Well, we want to congratulate you on the work that you have already done, that you are doing now, and no doubt you will continue to do going forward, because this is not a sprint. This is not the 100, is it?
No, it's a marathon.
Yes. Well, indeed. We hope you'll continue to mobilize support of members of the diaspora, especially past students of Magati High School, because as we've been saying since yesterday and even before yesterday, whatever we can do to help you and the other members of your soon to be officially launched Florida chapter to get the word out there, to generate a level of awareness and support, we're happy so to do, because we know one hand washes the other, and one cocoa, full basket, and every mickle make a muckle. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, Roshan.
Thank you very much, Dervan, for having me, and we are grateful to have you getting the word out for our school and association. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Happy to play our part, as we like to say, and we mean it sincerely, that you're the ones doing the heavy lifting. We're just happy and we feel privileged to be able to share your work with our listeners at home and abroad. Well done.
Thank you. And thank you for thanking us.
Indeed. You're welcome. Thank you very much. We have some others who have joined us since the last time we checked in with those online. Let's see who we have here. Sean Chambers, good afternoon. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, Sir D, welcome to Florida again. Is this your first visit to Fort Pierce? Yes, it is. If so, welcome to Fort Pierce, though I'm not there. That's fine. Your welcome is appreciated, Albert, in Coconut Creek, Florida. Casita Johnson says, Blessed Friday, Mr. Malcolm. You know, I always love your comments. Doing a good job. Thank you very much, Casita Johnson. And she says, nice to be watching you in Florida. Respect to you too, Casita Johnson. Alvin Daly says, Brother Dervan, good afternoon. How are you doing today? You need another hand, Brother D. Indeed, we need all hands on deck. Casita Johnson, thank you very much for looking out for the trolls on YouTube and taking care of them. Sean Chambers says, I will always keep up the good work on your show, Uncle Dervan. All the best. Thank you, Sean. Let's hop across to Facebook Live. Dr. Sharon Wiles says, greetings, Sir Malcolm and listeners. To you too, Dr. Sharon Wiles. Mrs. Eileen Budai says, hi, Dervan. It's a long time. Hope you're doing well. Just keeping in touch. Have a blessed day and weekend. Blessings. To you too, Mrs. Eileen Budai. And we're happy to report that the plants are flourishing. And we thank you very much for adding value to our, let's just say, our garden at home. Thank you very much, Mrs. Badai. The plants continue to flourish. They're still very much alive and kicking, and we're grateful for your support in enhancing our garden. Samantha German says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I saw you at the Denby Agricultural Show. Well, we're happy you did. Thank you very much. Did you come up to say hi? I don't recall. But hi to you, Samantha German. Thank you very much for tuning in, and all the very best to you. Just before we take the break, can we give you one or two more messages that have come in? In fact, we're going to check the WhatsApp line in a bit to see who else has been messaging us. Once again, we remind you, well, let's remind you after the break.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, 5 p.m. in Fort Pierce, Florida. Thank you very much, sir. 6 o'clock local time here. Yes.
I think we're doing great so far.
So far, so great. Yeah.
Yes, we're doing great.
Onto the law and to know your rights and how the laws are
We're getting
making
your
it defend
student
those rights. We've been doing
Absolutely.
it for 50 years. That's right. The brother is about a bank of Jamaica.
Like I said, it's the least we can do. You're the ones doing the heavy lifting.
5 a.m. and that's 4 and 9 to 5 p.m.
Proud of the work being done.
On Buffalo 6 FM.
Much obliged.
Summer is on, and before you know it, you'll soon be making plans for the new school year. Make the grade on the annual RGR Annual Back to School Bazaar, Saturday, August 13th at Dervan House, and bring the kids to enjoy the rides while you shop in comfort. Do
do-it-yourself books and stationery items, e-learning and smart devices, backpacks and lunch kits, snacks, juices. Do you provide educational?
There was a
loans,
phone
scholarships,
going. I'm not
dental,
sure which one.
or
Somewhere
GP
over there.
service? Or maybe you manufacture uniforms or classroom furniture or have school shoes, sports gear, or art supplies. Call our marketing department at 876-926-1100 now to book your space. That's 926-1100
You're working.
to participate
You don't
in the
need to.
Archeon Cleanup
You're
Back to
working.
School Bazaar at Devon House on Saturday, August 13th. Sponsored by DM Transfer Services, Digital, Jamaican
Oh.
Mobile Coverage, and
What's his first name again?
Associate sponsors.
First name.
Red Hubert, Jamaica Passport,
Okay.
Singer, UCC, Imperial Optical, and Emma Biscuit.
Professor Dr. Rebecca.
Okay.
Is he here?
Yes, he said it's here.
Yeah, right now? Oh, that's good, that's good.
What station is it on?
106.
Oh, 106 FM.
FM. FM. Or 106 FM.
Oh, 106 FM.
What's happening, studio? Not hearing. Thank you very much. Hi. Hello. 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 Hearing you now. What? Oh. Oh, I had no idea. I wasn't listening. Mm. So it's finished now, though. All right. All right. Thanks. Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:05 en Jamaica. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:05. 现在几点了？4点05分。5 minutes. Well, it just changed. It's now 6 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it is 5:06 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We're live in Fort Pierce, Florida, as we continue the build-up to tomorrow's official launch of the Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association. And let's remind you, if you have forgotten, and let's enlighten you if you do not know, that the event takes place tomorrow all day into evening, into night, well, yeah, afternoon into evening, into night, into early morning. It's from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. And remember now, based on all the questions that we've been getting, just remember that we're not necessarily asking you to come to the event and stay from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. If you can afford to do that, great, wonderful. Thank you very much. If not, then based on your schedule, based on your work roster, whatever other obligations you have, you can look at the period 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. and determine whether whether determine which period of time is most convenient for you. And in terms of the mode of dress, a lot of you have been asking in terms of when the event actually starts. Well, as we said, it starts at 3, except that we've been getting queries, people saying, well, I want to come there after 6 o'clock. So one gets the impression that most people are looking to attend the event after 6 o'clock in the evening, which is fine if that works for you. And then there's the question of what they should wear. You know, we Jamaicans uh, take putting ourselves together seriously when it's time for a big event, right? So as my late mother would say, we usually dress to puss back foot. You get the picture, right? But it's semi-formal. We don't want it to be too stiff. So it's semi-formal in terms of the mode of dress, for those who have been wondering. Semi-formal, nice, cool, easy afternoon into evening. And we do have bumper stickers and we need a lot of them here in Florida, because somebody asked me when I messaged the person to say, I'm coming into Florida. This is why I'm coming, because of the launch of the Magati High School Past Students Association Florida chapter. And the person, a Jamaican, was saying, was asking was essentially saying she had never heard of Magoty High School before. Well, she had never heard before we told her, and so uh, here's an opportunity for members of the Magoty High School fraternity to spread the word, starting with some bumper stickers. For example, we'll have bumper stickers on sale at the venue. And can we use the opportunity to remind you of the venue for this Magati High School Past Students Association Toronto, the launch of their Florida chapter. And I say Toronto because the gentleman I'm interacting with now is from Canada, Mr. Russian. Right, so it's going to happen at Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church, 2801 North University Drive. That's 2801 North University Drive in Pembroke Pines, Florida. And the zip is 33024, 33024. That is the zip. Lots of food and drinks. Let's see, jerk chicken, barbecue chicken, fried fish, or as we call it, escovitch fish. I think there is some Trenton in there. Good afternoon to all our Rastafarian brethren listening. We hope you don't know what we're talking about when we make reference to the Trenton, but there'll be that too. And some of your favorite beverages will be on hand. And the great Jamaican beer is on offer. And that, would you believe it, that in preparing for the event, that the team from the soon to be officially launched Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association got the last uh, four uh, cases, the last four cases of the great Jamaican beer, right? And this is not for those who are under 18, by the way. Remember, only 18 and over, and uh, not just drink, but live responsibly. Very important. Right. So that is a testament. That is a testament to the tremendous support that Jamaican products get in the diaspora. So that and more, whatever is your favorite brew, so to speak, it will be on offer because the team has been very, very well. The team is a very a seasoned team when it comes on to events, and so they have an idea of what they need to have to suit your pleasure, so to speak. So that's going to be at the Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church, 2801 North University Drive, Pembroke Pines, Florida. And it's a family friendly event. It's a family friendly event. And we're looking forward to seeing you, all things being well, tomorrow. As we said, starts at 3 in the afternoon and goes until 1 the following morning. And it's only $20, as you say, in the USA. Music by Sir Rockwell. Sir Rockwell. Music by Sir Rockwell. And if you need more information, feel free to call 772-672-1534. That's 772-672-1534. And there's also 647-961-7629. That's 647-961-7629. We see Driver in America, as is his moniker, trying to reach us. The line is engaged, Driver. The line is engaged, but you can always call through on the regular lines, and we'll be happy to put you on air. So our program assistant will look out or listen out for your call on our regular lines, 876-922-4112 to 5. Now look at me giving you all that information, and we have a guest waiting online. It's a good thing that he learned patience when he was at Magoty High School. Professor Hubert Johnson. Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon to you too, sir. I am fine. Thanks for asking. I'm great.
Wonderful.
How are you?
I am fine, thanks. And we thank you very much for joining us. We know you're a busy man. It's good to have you on both sides of the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. Professor Johnson, can you give us an idea of the educator at Magoty High School who, in your estimation, had the most significant impact on your life?
Well, there is a clarification that I need to make. First of all, the educator at Magati High who had the greatest impact, period, on my life was the principal, Mr. Thompson, MC Thompson. That being said, I need to clarify that I was not a student at Magati High. I was a teacher. Mr. Thompson was my elementary school principal.
Oh.
So I hope that clarifies.
Well, thank you very much. It gave us an opportunity to hear another side of this story. Well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for that. So, what was it like? If you could give us an idea of the environment in which you operated as one of the educators at Magoty High School.
Well, I'd say the environment was an ideal one, quote unquote. There was a great deal of cooperation among the teachers then. That was the opening of the school. That was when the school started. So those were foundation teachers. And, there was a great deal of support, cooperation among teachers. Students, for one reason or the other, were eager to learn, very disciplined, cooperative, etc. So it was an ideal environment.
Mm-hmm.
Put it simply.
Now, what was your subject? What's the subject you taught at Magoty?
I taught mathematics.
Mm-hmm. Now, we all know once that subject is mentioned, there are some people, some of us, who start to have chills and nerves and so on, because for whatever reason we have had that issue in Jamaica for some time. How did you become so adept at mathematics to the point where you have taught this subject at the highest level?
It was because of a love that was inculcated in me from an early stage. As I mentioned, Mr. Thompson, MC Thompson, who had a tremendous impact on me in elementary school. I remember back in those days, all the concepts that were taught to us, the mathematics concepts, were not just taught theoretically, they were practical. So, whatever it is, they were manipulative to illustrate, wasn't just abstract thought. And so, that...
Or hold on, tell us some more about the practical teaching of mathematics. I think I was enjoying this too much. I've gone way past the break. Let's take the break and come back. Listeners, we're speaking with Professor Hubert Johnson, a former educator at Magoty High School, which is preparing to launch, and in this instance, the members of the Past Students Association looking to launch the Florida chapter of the Past Students Association of Magati High School tomorrow, right here in Florida. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
20 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 5:20 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Show some neon love this Saturday as you party with Fame Frequency. Neon Glow Edition. Get neon lit from 9 p.m. to midnight and blaze with our DJs, DJ Parental, Dalton Lee, and DJ Stadia. It's our Fame Frequency Neon Glow live roof party at 32 Lyndhurst Road and live on K90.FM, 692 FM, and RETV. Online at One Media and on Mixcloud and Fame Frequency. Or party in our Zoom Watch FM area. So come, party in your favorite neon colors from 9 p.m. to midnight alongside your host Talia. Powered by Parental Vodka, the world's #1 vodka. You must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink and party responsibly. That's Fame Frequency Neon Glow. Blazing this
Let's go, studio. Let's go. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:22. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4h22. 现在几点了？4点22分。22 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, 5:22 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know it's summer. We know you're on the break now, but you know what we always say. Even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Well, we have a gentleman online who has long done his homework, and that's why he is styled professor. He's an assistant professor in the computer science department at Montclair State University, New Jersey. Received a BS in mathematics and an MS in math education from Central Connecticut State University, an MED and a doctorate in math education from Teachers College, Columbia University, New York. After graduating from Columbia University, he studied computer science at the Institute for Retraining in Computer Science at Clarkson University, Potsdam, New York. Taught a variety of computer science courses at Montclair State, including Intro to Programming 1 and 2, Data Structures, etc., etc. Now, this is the quality of an educator that students at Magoty High School experience. This is the kind of education they experience. Imagine those who were taught mathematics by the now Professor Johnson. And I would imagine, Professor Johnson, thanks for holding the line. You were telling us, giving us some ideas as to how you were able to impart mathematics in a way that was easy to learn, easy in relative terms, but fairly easy to learn.
Yes, sir, I was. You had asked me I think you had asked me for examples. I mean, there are so many examples that, you know, I can relate to, numerous examples, but I'll just give you one. I mentioned, for example, that when Mr. Thompson, MC Thompson, taught us mathematics, it wasn't in a vacuum. It was practical. So one simple example is, well, he would walk into, I remember, you know, him walking into the classroom with tapes and scissors and rulers, you know, paste, and, you know, as boys and girls back then, you know, we all looked at one another and said, oh, today is going to be a fun day. Of course, yeah, it was fun. He would have us construct different objects, for example, rectangular cube, rectangular prism, as an example. And following that, he would give us the measurements to construct, say, a rectangular pyramid. And when we thought that was the end of it, he would take us to a sandbox, and the instructions were now use the pyramid fill the pyramid with sand, use that to fill the rectangular prism, which we did. And of course, his instructions were, note how many of these pyramids you need to fill this particular prism, etc. We get back to the classroom, and he would have us calculate, for example, the volume of the prisms, which was easy to do. And then his next question would then be, well, without calculation, what then do you say is the volume of the pyramid? And of course, during those days, it took some thinking, but then we soon realized, well, it took 3 of these pyramids to fill this particular prism. So if we know the volume of the prism, then the volume of the pyramid must be 1/3 the volume of the prism, etc. So it was all practical.
Yeah, makes sense, and it did make a difference.
Right, and of course, the rather humbling but proud experience, if I might say. Day in and day out, I meet students whom I taught, and the very first word out of their mouth would be, the mathematics that they learned. The math that they learned from me. Humbling, but, honored.
Yes. Well, we're honored to have had you on. I just want to get your perspective on the eve of the official launch of the Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association. What would you like to say to the students past and present, not least of all those who have been instrumental in getting the process to this far, as being on the verge of launching the Florida chapter? What would you like to say on such an occasion such as this, Professor Johnson?
Well, a couple of things. One, first, I'd also like to make a minor correction. I'm an associate professor, not I'm an assistant professor. The next thing is I am rather pleased about the effort that is being made to launch this chapter. This has been in the making for a while. You may be aware, I'm sure you have heard at some point, that we have a thriving chapter in the New York region.
Yes.
Not known as the Magati Past Student Association. It's the Magati High Alumni Association.
Okay.
And it is called Alumni Association for good reason, because of the constitution that we have, which, spells out, the membership, as alumni and not just
Sorry to cut you. Can you just tell us a little more right after the break, please? Sorry, we're up on the break. Sorry to cut you mid-sentence, but we have to take the break. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30 in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, 5:30 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Gen Zers, we're back.
Can I see the write-up again?
Fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking
But he's that's what is there.
Yeah, associate.
But he's saying it's.
I was thinking that maybe he's a full person officer right now, but it seems it's still. Oh, no, it's assistant. So you go from assistant to associate. Because you just correctly said he's an associate.
Okay.
So before.
Okay.
This is the,
Understood.
this is the old information that I had.
Okay.
This summer,
So it
look
should
for
be
25
associate.
editions of the Children's
Okay.
Zone on your phone, tablet, or laptop, where your children will have interactive content, lots of features, and the ability to search, all at the same time. Subscribe at jamaica-plino.com/premium/Children's Zone. The Children's Zone, where fun learning never ends.
Let's go, studio. On the eve of the official launch of the Magati High School Past Students Association Florida chapter, we're having a conversation with a gentleman who has had and continues to enjoy a distinguished career, Professor Hubert Johnson. He's an associate professor in the computer science department at Montclair State University in New Jersey. And you were explaining the genesis of the New York chapter and why you refer to it as the Alumni Association New York chapter. Can you just pick up on that point, please, Professor?
Yes, I was saying that it's the alumni, Magati High Alumni Association, United States Northern Region. And we have received tremendous support from the folks in Florida and all over the U.S. and Canada. So it is, a good thing. I know Paulette has been, we have had several conversations over the past little while, year or 2 years, about a chapter in Florida. So now that this has come to fruition, it's rather, pleasing to know, and we'll do everything that we can to see that the Florida chapter is a success. As I said before, I've had, constant communication with Paulette, that's Paulette Roden, as to what needs to be done, etc., etc. So we'll support them, and we hope that they'll continue to support us back in the New York region.
And we have no doubt that that level of reciprocity will be realized going forward. We thank you so much, Professor Johnson, for adding value to this afternoon's edition of Both Sides of the Story on Power 106 FM. We've learned a lot in the short space of time you've been on with us, and we thank you and look forward to speaking with you again.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing, and that is the 10th annual dinner dance for the New York chapter will be on October 15th of this year, and we look forward to the continued support of everyone. And, you can, as usual, get in touch with us. So, we look forward to your continued support.
And we are committed, as you know, to covering activities and events of the nature to which you just alluded in terms of the New York chapter. And we'll be more than delighted here on Power 106 FM to provide interview opportunities leading up to the 15th of October, you said, Prof?
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
So we'll make sure. Yes, go ahead.
Celebrating the anniversary. 10th anniversary should have been actually in 2020, but we all know the havoc that COVID-19 played. So this will really be the first fundraising event since 2019 because everything was put on hold. So again, yes, it will be on October the 15th.
All right, that's 2 days after a certain birthday, but we'll get into that another time. Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Johnson. Looking forward to speaking with you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye. That's Professor Herbert, I beg your pardon, Hubert, Professor Hubert Johnson, of a distinguished educator of international repute, and some of his early years in teaching were at Magoty High School. And just look at him now. Well done, Professor Hubert Johnson. Good afternoon to Sharon Richards. Thank you very much for tuning in. She's in Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Inga Gibson is still with us. Thank you very much for staying with us, Inga Gibson, and all the very best. Norman Hines is in St. Thomas. Welcome, Norman Hines. He says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan and listeners. Dr. Trevor Dixon says, greetings to the listeners of both sides of the story from Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx in New York. Good to have you on board, Dr. Trevor Dixon. Thank you very much. All the best to you and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in the tri-state area right now. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Again, we remind you that the Magati High School Past Students Association Florida chapter will have on hand at tomorrow's launch bumper stickers. So for those who would say they hadn't before we had that exchange of correspondence with a regular listener who was asking, how come that they're just hearing about Magati High School? Well, Magati High School turned 50 last year. So they're in their 51st year right now. And they are telling us that they're building on a rich legacy. And those are the bumper stickers that will be available. So make sure you get yours. And they also have armbands that will be on sale in recognition of the 50th anniversary of Magati High School. And there is a key ring as well. Magati High School, founded 1971. And you are invited to make your purchases of these memorabilia, which you can use to show your support for your alma mater. And even if it's not your alma mater and you have some other connection, you can make sure you get your, let's show our viewers online. So this is the bumper sticker that we're showing you now. If you're watching on Facebook Live or on YouTube, that's the bumper sticker. Magati High School, building on a rich legacy. And then there's the armband. 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary. Magati. There we go. Magati High School. And the key ring that we told you about. There it is. Very neat keyring. So all these will be on sale. And of course, lots of food and drinks. Your favorite beverages will be on offer. And you'll also get an opportunity. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this yet, but a little birdie tells me that there will be a few prizes and surprises tomorrow at this official launch of the Florida chapter of Dint Hill, I beg your pardon, of the Magati High School in St. Elizabeth. And I said Dint Hill a while ago. Perhaps I'm thinking about the the latest event being held by the Dint Hill Technical Past Students Association Florida chapter. So there is that too. It's just a lot happening, and that's how it is. Different organizations, different organizations getting together, different groups of individuals getting together and giving back to their alma mater. And it's a great thing. And that's why we celebrate all the time when these things happen. Inga Gibson says, relaxing while my daughter gives me a foot massage. Oh. Exhausted, so sleepy. Well, you have raised your daughter well, and you are reaping the rewards now. A foot massage from your daughter. How fortunate can you be, Inga Gibson? And thank you very much. She says, awesome, looking awesome. All right, thank you very much for your messages, Inga Gibson. Thank you very much. And let's see if we can clear some more of the messages as we make sure that the trolls don't have their way. Every now and then the trolls pop up on YouTube, and so we have to get to work and get the trolls out of the way so that the other listeners, the real listeners, can keep us focused on their issues, their matters, their concerns. And so we look forward to that. Let's see. We have a couple of messages that we need to clear right now. Remember, the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, so the venue is in my local Pembroke Pines. I'll talk with Miss Rose to see if we might be able to attend. We look forward to seeing you, Albert and Mrs. Rose, Dr. Rose, Albert Lewis and his wife, Dr. Rose Marie Adamson Lewis. Looking forward to seeing you at the event tomorrow, the launch of the Florida chapter of Dint Hill, there we go again, of Magati High School. But Natalie Winter says, menu sounds great. The menu we outlined earlier on. And she says, save, what does she mean? Save a piece of the roast chicken and cold, great Jamaican beer, she says. Cherry Henry says, have a blessed weekend. Thank you very much, Cherry Henry. And Natalie Winter says, hi, Dervan. Enjoy a late lunch today. Take care and enjoy the rest of the day. Happy Independence. Big up to all in Florida. Lots of love and appreciation. Dennis Samuels says, I'm proud to be a past head boy of that institution. I will always give my full support. So this is Dennis Samuels, a former head boy at Magati High School, says, I am proud to be a past head boy of that institution. I will always give my full support. And no doubt the school looks forward to your support, Dennis Samuels. Also, Patrick Howell saying, I am an engineer and I teach mathematics up to CAPE and application. And application mathematics is the key. Mathematics is built on 7 pillars, which are around, but most don't apply them in order. And Elton Gordon says, hi, Dervan. Good afternoon. Welcome to Florida. Thank you very much, Elton Gordon. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 5:46 in the afternoon here at Fort Pierce in Florida. Okay.
Business administration, computer engineering technology, logistics and supply chain management, criminal justice, hospitality and tourism management, primary and early childhood education, full-time, part-time, online, flexible payment plans, supporting available at Monique St. Anne, Chris Satellite Campuses at Livingston St. Catherine, and Catalina St. Mary, 490-30489, or visit www.moniquecollege.edu.jm.
Gen Zers, we're back. Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking kidnapped, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show with the youth, by the youth.
The Argentina Communications Group presents Back to School Bazaar this Saturday, August 13 on the grounds of the South Lawn of Devon House. Radio Jamaica 94, it's 92 FM and Power 106 FM will be there. Come out and get your back to school items, medical, dental, optical, and blood pressure checks. This live broadcast on Power 106 FM is brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica. See life differently. Fire equipment, sales and services. Our aim is to keep you covered. At the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, UCC, fostering leadership and innovation. That's a live broadcast from the Argentina Communications Group Back to School Bazaar this Saturday, August 13 on the grounds of the South Lawn of Devon House. Don't miss it right here on Power 106 FM.
School bell ring and it's back to school again. And it's Davies.
Let's go, studio. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 11. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5h moins 11. 现在几点了？5点加11分。11 minutes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica. That's 5:49 p.m. here in Fort Pierce, Florida. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans at home and abroad listening to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Continuing with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, or text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Poor driver in America. He has been trying to get through to us, apparently wanted to get on air. Sorry about that. But you perhaps could have called us on the regular lines, 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Seeing a message here from Clifford. Clifford says, hi, Dervan, good day. Say hi to all Magatarians. Oh, for Magoty, Magatarians, I see. Hi to all Magatarians. Derv, you will not believe it. I Lost more than 14,000 square feet of land in the Port Malaba, Melbourne neighborhood. I moved and payments got mixed up. I only owed $1,000 Canadian left on payments, as my grandmother would say. You know, lucky with land. Youngsters, do not, where's the rest of the message? Do not use Jamaican patois in North America until you have a good job and education. Uh-oh. Have fun. I will take on those people who are cursing returnees who stay at their house when they come for holiday. I will wait till you get home. This is not the right time. Keep the light burning as I am financially doing for my relatives and friends, says Clifford. Thank you very much for your message, Clifford. Let's see. Someone has created a COVID-19 protocol song, an artist by the name of Mr. Cool. More power to you, Mr. Cool. Charles James says, hi, Dervan. Could you please tell me the name of your theme song today? I refer to it as the Jamaica National Pledge Song. The Jamaica National Pledge Song. Paulette Saunders, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for messaging us as well and for listening. All the very best. Good to have you on board both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. And so, naturally, people also want to know about the menu and what will they be treated to at the Magoty High School Past Students Association Florida chapter launch, which takes place tomorrow, Saturday the 13th of August, from 3 in the afternoon until 1 the following morning. It will happen at Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church, 2801 North University Drive in Pembroke Pines, right here in Florida. The zip is 33024. Lots of food and drinks on sale. It's an opportunity to lime, to relax, to have fun, to meet new members of the Jamaican family, those who would be new to you, to connect with those, to reconnect with those with whom you have lost contact, and to, as the Jamaican expression goes, hold a vibe in that kind of setting. There'll be dominoes, and there are some prizes that we're aware of. We have seen them, we have touched them, we know they exist. And so stand by for that as well, and you will hear how that will go tomorrow. Yes, we start at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but as you've heard, there are a lot of people who have so far said that they're looking to get to the location just after 6 o'clock or by 6 o'clock in the evening. So you're going to have the afternoon crowd, which is 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Then you have the evening crowd, which is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., so to speak, or 10. And then you have the night crowd from about 10 to midnight. Then you have the early morning crowd. So whichever category suits you, it's the choice is yours. So here is Paulette Brooks Roden, another distinguished past student of Magoty High School. And she has been very busy in and out of the kitchen and going here and there and all over the place. It's her idea. She held discussions with Professor Johnson. They've exchanged ideas, etc. And here we are on the eve of the launch of the Florida chapter of Magati High School Past Students Association. Paulette Brooks Roden is the vice president of the association. And so it just goes to show, as I've said before, the magnanimity of the lady, because you would think that she would want to be up there, and say, okay, I'll be the president. But no, she just laid hands on Russian That's Errol Rodman, otherwise known as Roshan. And here, 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 here we are on the eve of the launch. Hello, Paulette Brooks Roden. And I say that because there are those who would have known you as Brooks and those as Roden, correct? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Dervan. How are you?
I am doing well, thanks. Pleasure to talk with you again live on Poro 106 FM. What does Magoty High School mean to you?
It means everything in general. It's my it's a burden, and it's a foundation for my education.
Mm-hmm.
It has molded me. I remember when I first started Magati. My teacher was Miss Grant. My favorite teacher, a Spanish teacher, Miss Grant.
Mm-hmm.
She encouraged me, and I remember I did so well in Spanish. It furthered me, and I went on to Cuba and expand. And she told me she knew I would go places with that.
Mm-hmm.
So good, good encouragement. Also with Dr. Johnson, he was my math professor, and he really motivated me. He was my role model.
Okay.
So just a little of what Margot means to me and the teachers there.
Mm-hmm. And you're also quite multi-talented in so many ways.
Yes, I would guess I tried. I'm not, it has helped me into the medical field, as a registered nurse. That's what I do now. But I do everything in the perspective of what helps me to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and still doing it. And in fact, you have been very busy in the kitchen. What's cooking for tomorrow's grand celebration?
Well, we're trying to, give a taste of Jamaica. We're trying to make, the taste of your curry chicken or jerk chicken or jerk pork and our escovitch fish,
Mm-hmm.
and a mixture of Jamaican American cornbread.
Oh,
So I hope they'll all like that.
Mm.
So
A Jamaican American cornbread. So what do you call that?
Jam corn.
Jam
corn.
Jam corn.
Yes.
We will see how that goes.
Okay.
Now, for those who want to, well, I guess eventually you'll get there in terms of establishing a presence in cyberspace, a website,
Mhm.
the social media pages, etc. So we can get ready to look out.
Right, certainly.
Yes.
Certainly.
Mhm.
Look forward to that.
But what's the feeling right now on the eve of the launch of the Florida chapter of Magoty High School Past Students Association?
Well, it's a good feeling because we've been getting support and encouragement, and we're looking forward to everyone coming out, whether you're from Magati, as long as you support us from Jamaica, anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
here and abroad. Everyone is invited, and looking forward to seeing everyone. Come out and have a good time, have some food, listen to some good music, and enjoy yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Paulette Brooks Roden, a proud past student of Magati High School. And they'll be launching, as you've been hearing, their Florida chapter tomorrow at the Episcopal Church, the Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church at 2801 North University Drive in Pembroke Pines, Florida. And we look forward to the event. For the time being, though, we're out of time. Thanks to the entire Magoty High School family. Thanks to all our guests. Thanks to you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad, for making it the both sides of the story. Poro 106 FM. All things being well, both sides of the story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, catch you in the morning here in Florida on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online.
You listen to Poro 106 FM. The time is now. News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news at 5.
Mr. Marco,
Sir.
we did it, sir. We did it. Another successful day is behind us. Yeah, that's the conclusion we came to earlier today. That you have now been an adopted past student at Magati High School.
I humbly accept.
You can establish that to the world. We
I will.
accept you and we give you the right and the fellowship. Yes, the right and the fellowship.
And I bet the second
Thank
that
you.
motion.
As the board chairman of the school, as the president of the Magati chapter,
Yes.
come on, give Mr. Brian the right and the fellowship.
Thank you.
We welcome him as a
I confirm.
Confirm him.
You super
as a
confirm.
past student for the Magati High School. So he's adopted.
He's adopted into
He's
it. Yes.
adopted
Thank
into
you.
the
He's adopted. Yes.
He's adopted.
Another success.